Hi everyone, hope you're well, and welcome to the first episode of Max Talks Cars. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the top in-stock lease deals of the week, sporty car edition. Of course, with the whole new car crisis of people not being able to get new cars at the moment, in-stock deals are really hard to come by. And if you want to buy a car that's used, that's in stock, it's going to be very, very expensive. And so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a couple of lease deals that I found that might be of interest to you guys if you're looking for in-stock sport cars that are ready to be delivered in maybe the next couple of weeks or even months. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the site that I'm using in today's video is Lease. I've been using them for a long time. I've bought some cars through Lease. I know my family have. I recommended them, and also friends of mine. It's a really easy comparison site to use. It just allows you to find the best deals across lots of different leasing providers. But of course, I've made that easy for you by putting out today's video where I've broken down some of the top cars in the sporty car category. Now, I will be doing another video shortly, and I'll be doing these every week about different cars in stock and also ones that you can factory order. Of course, factory order cars might be cheaper, but they will take longer to come. Wait times from when I've spoken to people are looking at, April onwards, maybe even August time. But I will show you those just in case you're looking for a car, want to kind of secure your spot, and then just have it delivered in, later in 2022. So the first car that I found that's in stock is one I've been following quite closely, which is the BMW Z4 Roadster. Now, this is the S-Drive 20i M Sport, obviously two-door auto, and it's also got the Pro Pack, so it comes with some really nice exterior styling, such as nicer alloy wheels than maybe the standard M Sport model. So the way Lease rate their cars is on a scoring system out of 100. So this one is 81, and it costs £384.49 per month with £2,405.95 upfront. Now, the way I've structured all of these deals is I've done it on a lease profile of 6 months upfront, so 6 payments upfront, which is this deposit here pretty much. And then we've got the term of 4 years, which is where you're getting this payment of £384.49 per month. Now, I say deposit, but what I really mean is initial payment, because you're not going to get any of that deposit back like a PCP deal. It's kind of an initial rental to secure the car. And you've also got an annual mileage of 10,000 there. But of course, if you're looking at Lease, you can change the mileage however you want, and you can also change the lease terms as well. And as you can see, like I said at the start of this video, all of these cars are in stock, ready to be delivered. I'm not sure about the wait time. You'd have to call the provider directly through Lease, but I'll do my best to show you all the good things about these cars as much as I can. So in terms of the Z4, as you can see from the pictures, it is a proper good looking car. I mean, if you were driving this on the road, heads would turn. But of course, if you have a family and you need to go on family trips on the weekends, it's not going to fit any more than 2 people in. But of course, it is a soft top as well, so it's not just a car with no roof. It does have a soft top roof. And what I really like is the profile from the back, the sides, and the front, really. It's a really good looking car, which is lovely. Now, in terms of the car details, if I just click on this bit here, what it shows you is it's a 2-litre engine, which is 1998cc. 0 to 62, always the bit I like to look at when looking at cars, is 6.6 seconds. So really fast, not going to blow your socks off like an Audi RS3 or, some of those high performance cars, but it's also not going to blow your bank account, in terms of petrol prices. You're going to get a WLTP combined fuel consumption of 39.8, so pretty much 40 miles per gallon, which really isn't too bad for a car of that caliber. Top speed 149 mile per hour, power 197 brake, and torque of 320 newton meters. So when you put your foot down, the torque just allows you to feel that power as it accelerates, which is really nice. Fuel tank of 52 litres, which is quite a nice size. Most cars are maybe 40 litres. And you've also got a relatively big boot space. Of course, when the roof's folded down, it might be a bit smaller, but 281 litres is enough to definitely fit your shopping bags in the boot, which is nice. And in terms of kind of the pricing, so historically the price has been pretty high, I guess. It started off at 519 a month in November. When I got really interested about it was when it dropped here to about £359 per month, which is unbelievable for a Z4, and obviously even cheaper if you were to put more in upfront. Then it went back up once all those cars, I guess, got sold. And now for some reason it's come back in stock, and it's dropped since, in the last couple of days to an all-time low of about £384.49, which is what I'm showing you at the moment. So if you are interested in it, I'll leave the link in the description down below. Please do have a look at it. Contact Lease Loco. And if you want to, let them know that you've watched my video, just so that they understand where you're being sent from, which is great. The other thing I really wanted to show you is I wanted to compare this lease deal to a finance deal, so PCP, and I will do another video explaining the differences between leasing and financing. But if I just go on to this tab here, I found pretty much a like-for-like car. So this is what the Z4 would look like, M Sport package with the Pro Pack. So you see really nice alloy wheels. You've got a nice picture of the rear. You've got, a nice picture of the interior. I mean, the interior is just lovely. You get this virtual cockpit, and you get another screen here, and flappy paddles as well if you want to just enjoy yourself on the open road. But what you see is if I scroll down to where it says want to finance this car, I've put in all the details of the mileage per year and the term and the deposit, which is pretty much like for like to what I showed you on the Lease Loco site. But what you see is it's actually coming out at £584.18 per month, compared to on Lease Loco 384. So essentially by going down the leasing route, every single month you're going to be saving £200, which over a 4-year term, is almost £10,000, which is just unbelievable. So that's the first car that I'd recommend you guys checking out. It might not be there for long. It might not even be there by the time you watch this, maybe on Monday. I'm going to upload this today, which is Saturday, but it might not be there if you watch this later in the week. But that's the first car. So moving on to the second car, quite an obscure one, but it's actually the Tesla Model Y. Now, Teslas are, I guess, classified as sports cars. They are electric, which means that they are stupidly fast. But this Tesla Model Y is kind of a new model that sits in between the Model 3 and the Model S, as kind of a crossover. So it's a slightly bigger Tesla Model 3 basically, and a slightly smaller Tesla Model X. What you see is that it's an upfront cost of £3,959 and then £659.99 per month, which isn't bad for a car that costs £54,000. I mean, fully spec'd up, you can go up to 60-ish thousand pounds. And so again, leasing just allows you to just pay a guaranteed monthly price per month. You're not going to be in any negative equity at the end. You're just going to give the car back at the end and just know you've paid those monthly payments, which is nice. In terms of the car details, the reason why I wanted to put this on this sporty car list is because of the obviously 0 to 62, which is 4.8 seconds. But as you all know from watching, I'm assuming other car videos, and if you haven't, then I'll explain it to you. In electric cars, it feels a lot faster because there's no gears, so the speed it gets from 0 to 62 might only say 4.8 seconds, but it sure as hell will feel a lot faster. And of course, it's got a combined range of 315 miles. If you do go on long trips up north, if you're from London, let's say, or long trips down south, if you're from up north, it will definitely be able to handle the trip down or up. So that's a really nice car, and of course it's a good looking car. Especially with these black alloy wheels. And it's also got a really nice interior with that big screen in the middle where you can play games on and watch Netflix and all these really cool things that might entertain yourself or your family. It's also got a big car, and you've also got a top speed of 135 mile per hour with 19-inch alloys, which is actually the same as the BMW Z4, which just shows you how big the kind of convertible and low down sports cars wheels are. So that's my second pick. Moving on to the third car, it's the Mercedes-Benz CLA Class Coupe. Now this is the CLA 250 AMG line, and it's the Premium Plus version. So the way that this CLA spec works is it goes AMG line Executive, AMG line Premium, and then the top spec, which is this one, is the Premium Plus, which is why this deal I wanted to share with you, because it is a good deal for an in-stock car of this CLA right now today. So it's an upfront fee of £2,744 pretty much, so 2,745, and per month it's 429.7. And again, this is with this lease profile, but of course, if you want to put more into it, that would change the price. So it's now gone down from 429 to 406. So it just depends on how much you want to put in upfront as to how much the per monthly cost would be. And this is again based on annual mileage. But if you were to change that to, let's say, 5,000 miles, then again it reduces drastically. So it just depends on how many miles you're doing per year and how much you want to put in upfront as to how much these leasing deals are. And it would also reflect in the score that you see here as to how good that deal is. So historically, this price has been pretty stagnant, 356. It went down to 339, which was again in the start of December, and then it went up again, and it's now kind of creeped up a little bit more. But that is because obviously these cars are hard to come by and they are limited stock, which means that the prices will go up slightly. But for the car it's a really good deal. And again, the reason why I say this is if I just put the deals back to what it was. So if we put it back to 10,000 miles and a 6-month upfront and 4-year term, this is a comparison. So this is actually a CLA 2021 plate, which is on finance at the moment on Auto Trader, and you can go check this out as well. But if I go down to, again, the PCP finance deal with the same terms, that would be £605 per month. And on leasing, it's, of course, £429. So you're saving about £170 per month, which over a 4-year term, again, is a significant amount of money. So definitely check that car out if you're in the market for a good coupe, which obviously has 4 doors and allows you to fit a family in or fit your friends in and still be a proper quick car. I mean, if we go to the car details, what you'll see is that the 0 to 62, pretty much the fastest petrol car we've had so far. So 6.3 seconds 0 to 60, 41.5 mpg. So again, really good in terms of fuel consumption. If you go on the motorway all the time, it might be better than that. If you're in stop-start traffic all the time, it might be less than that. It just depends on how you drive it. Again, around a 2-litre engine. 460 litres of boot space, so pretty much double what the BMW Z4 had. So a lot of boot space if you need it, and 18-inch alloys, so the ride height, and the suspension may be a little less firm, which is nice for some people. The next deal is another Mercedes. So this is the Mercedes-Benz AClass, and this is actually an interesting one because this is the A250E, again premium plus package, so the top of the range one, but the E means it's actually a hybrid, so it takes petrol as well as electric, which is great. The price for this is 452.23 per month with £3,000 up front, again on a 10,000 mile deal per year. As you can see, it started off its journey in November at 427 and has now risen up to about 452, which is where we're at the moment. So an increase of about £25 or so a month. But if you stick with this channel and you subscribe and like the video and turn on your notifications, I will be doing weekly updates so you don't miss out on this dip here and you actually get in here rather than up here, let's say, which is great. Now, in terms of the car details, not much to say really. 43 miles consumption, 6.6 seconds 0 to 60, 146 mile per hour top speed. Who's ever going to really go that fast? But you've got it there if you need it. 218 brake horsepower, and actually a lot of torque. 450 newton meters of torque, which I believe was more than the Z4 that we had a look at. And that's obviously because it's got the added benefit of that electric motor as well as the petrol side of things. A really great car. I've actually got the Audi A1 at the moment, and this was one of my picks for kind of changing it to, just because it's a really premium looking hatchback that stands out on the road, and we all know how good Mercedes are with their interior quality. I mean, if we check out this picture here, the interior is absolutely lovely. You won't be disappointed when you go into a car like this. So that's my 4th pick. And again, if we were to have a look at the PCP side of things, this is actually a saloon one. I couldn't find the hatchback one with the same spec, but you'd be paying about an extra £100 or so a month by going down the PCP finance route, which again over the course of 48 months is roughly £5,000 or so. And my last pick is actually one that's close to my heart. So before the Audi A1 that I have, I actually had an Audi TT Black Edition. This is actually the Sport Edition, but again, it's in stock at the moment for £412 a month with £2,500 up front. Again, you can change these lease profiles and you can change the mileage, but I've just set it to 6 months up front and a 4-year term. You can see it's a really nice looking car, and the reason I like it so much is if I go onto this Auto Trader advert here, you've got these nice black edition wheels. The previous generation TT had these on the black edition. You've also got this spoiler which you can pop in and out depending on how sporty you want the car to look. It's also got this really nice kind of start-stop button to start the engine, and a lovely virtual cockpit, as well as a really aggressive kind of